Hi, I'm back. So this book is not easy to read. I'm having a hard time reading it because it's so wordy and it's so... I don't know, I don't think I have the vocabulary or, the intellect, whatever, to keep up with this book. And I think, what if there was a simpler version of this book, that anyone from ages 7 to 100 from different levels of education and different backgrounds can understand this message that that we are destroying nature because we are changing the natural way of how farming and animals and how they should be grown and how they should be in and what they should be fed and how we should be transporting and how we should be eating locally, all of that. What if there's a version of this book that's easier to read? Do you think more people would know about it? I mean, I did not know anything about, well, of course I know something about it, but I didn't even think it was such an issue until I heard about this book, where I was, told to read it. And maybe that's the problem. I mean, of course, the problems in this book is a big problem enough, but how come nobody is really talking about it? I mean, there's so many great things in this book that like, let's see, okay, there's this one quote or one passage here that says, okay, to feed ourselves otherwise was unsustainable, a word that's been so abused we're apt to forget what it very specifically means. Sooner or later it must collapse. To a remarkable extent, farmers succeeded in creating a new food chain on their farms. It means, like, the industrialization of agriculture. They created this new way of mass producing and making sure there's a lot of what really we don't need a lot of. They created this whole new world of farming. Anyway, continuing on. The trouble began when they encountered the expectations of supermarket. And yeah, when supermarkets came, I don't know when, maybe in mid-50s, 60s, I don't know. 70s, I don't know when it started, but when giant supermarkets started popping up left, right, and center in the suburbs or the city or wherever, everywhere pretty much, there a great demand for all these things increased. And of course, in order for these farms to keep up, they have to have enough supply. And I think that's what triggered this industrialization of agriculture. I think it's the demand, and that people are greedy and people just want more and more and more. And continuing on with this passage, as in so many more other realms, nature's logic has proven no match for the logic of capitalism. Oh my god, capitalism. It's all about making money, making the most of what you can provide. Just having more. And continuing on again, one in which cheap energy has always been given. So, cheap energy. Thinking about, making the most amount of money by spending the least amount of money. And that ties in with capitalism, I guess. And so today, the organic food industry finds itself in a most unexpected, uncomfortable, and yes, unsustainable position, floating on a sinking sea of petroleum. And that goes back to the idea of, organic farming is a fraud. That it's not what people think it is. Or, before this book, I thought, organic is a good thing. No pesticides, no herbicides, none of that. But this book is telling me that organic farming is a fraud. So I'm so confused. I mean, I feel lied to. I feel cheated. And this book is you know, I don't know what else to say. Let's look for another passage, okay?